If you take music away from Michael Fortera, what's left?
Not much, to be honest.
Michael, obviously you ended up recently hitting personal record, at least for you, with No Letting Go. I think it's at like 4.2 million now.
It's now at 4.2.
Yeah. Does that come with pressure?
Yes, but every song I release right now, I want to have the 4.2 million again.
Is that not self-destructive?
It's not enough to be a DJ right now. It's not enough to be a producer. You have to be or a influencer of some kind, or you need to look hella good and post good pictures and good content. It's not enough to be a DJ.
Are you happy?
It's a tough one, to be honest.
Michael,
Yes, hi.
I like to start all my conversations with the same question because I feel like it's important as a foundation for the rest of the conversation.
Okay, let's
And
go.
that question is, are you happy?
It's a tough one, to be honest, because I am happy in general. Like I'm a happy person. I feel like I'm positive in life. But am I happy in general? Yes, but I feel like I could be happier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you reach that one point in life when you're like you made it. You're happy. I feel like that's when you can really say that you're happy in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I am positive in everything that I do, and I'm a happy person. I feel happy, but I do think there's a certain point till happiness comes.
Okay.
Like real happiness. It's sort of like the part when you made it. I feel like.
I
Does that
had the
make sense?
question prepared for later, but what does making it feel like to you then, or look like?
I think that's different for a lot of people. I think one person could be happy with just spending time with their loved ones, doing the job they love, and that's also for me. Me being happy equals like doing the things I love, spending time with the people I like, and just vibing. You know, being happy and just doing your own thing is the most important thing to me. I feel like I'm very career based. So I think that's really important. Making it is when you. I don't think if you work to a certain point and you're there, then it's like over. I feel like that point, like your max is always increasing. And I feel like if you're chasing that and you're going the right way, happiness will come
Okay.
on its own.
Yep.
It will come.
So you don't think we should chase happiness?
Yes, I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should because I feel like it brings something, it activates something in you. If you want to reach happiness, I feel like it's important for many people to live for happiness as well and not to be negative about things, because I believe that your mindset is the most important thing, one of the most important things that you can use to get to the top. Let's say that way. So if your mindset is like good all the way and you're pursuing happiness, I feel like you're going the right way
Okay.
and not being focused on the negative things too much in
Yeah.
life. You know? I think that's really important.
With this podcast, I try to figure out the relationship between following a specific passion, and some people may think that refers to work often. Doesn't always have to be. But the relationship between passion and finding your purpose in life. Meaning that I set sort of a research hypothesis to see, does my passion give me purpose? Do you have a passion? That's maybe a better question.
Yes, for sure. Yes, my passion has been music for a while already. I discovered that when I was like, I think 12 years old. So that's 10 years ago. I'm 22 right now. So I do believe in passion equals purpose, to be honest, because I don't know if everybody in the world can find their passion, but I'm sure everyone has a passion. I also believe that you can have more than one.
Mm-hmm.
You can have more than one passion, but it's on you to decide
Yeah.
if you want to change it or not, and if you want to get interested in it or not. I feel like I got very lucky being introduced to music that early because I was 12, so that's pretty early, if you ask me, to get involved with something that not a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And so I feel like people can be very lucky by discovering their passion at a young age. But I also feel like you can discover your passion and chase your passion when you're whatever how many years old you are. That doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like 40, 50 years old, you can still find your passion and chase it. So I do believe it's passion is purpose equals purpose, but I feel like there's people that don't need to change their passion and they find their joy in other things,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like passion is usually based on what you do as work, maybe. Not really work, you don't have to earn money for it, but it is something specific that you 9 out of 10 times you can make a job out of it.
Yeah.
Let's say your passion is being a nurse or caring for people, whatever. That's a totally different passion than what I have. But I think the outcome is the same. So I do believe it's passion equals purpose for sure.
Do you think there are downsides to chasing your passion?
Yes, I do. Because I feel like if you get hung up on it, like you get so focused on your passion that you can maybe be a bit more no, let's say it this way. I feel like you can be a workaholic too much. You
Mm-hmm.
can overwork easily because you like it so much. That's what I have with music. If I start making music and it goes well, I want to keep going, I want to keep going, and I forget everything that's around me.
Mm-hmm.
Even the people, I'm completely zoned out, and that's a good thing, obviously, because I can concentrate on my thing. But I feel like it could be a downfall for some people to get too much into it and then forget their whole, like maybe social life,
Mm-hmm.
for example.
Mm-hmm.
So it has some downsides. I do feel like it has downsides because when I make music, the whole world around me just
Stops.
stops. Yeah, for sure. It's a bad thing, but also a good thing, I feel like. So
Yeah. How did you, or tell me, like these first years of getting into music, what were they like for you? Where
really,
did the passion for music even originate from?
so when I was in start of that's for us, it's high school, right? In Netherlands, it's high school. So you're like 12 years old. I was 12. My childhood friend from my small town downloaded this program on his laptop and was like, "Yo, I can make beats and stuff, you know." And then we met this other kid, just this other guy, and he downloaded it as well. And then they were both like, "Oh, we can make music like from scratch, you know? It's like our own stuff." So I downloaded it as well, and it just never stopped.
Yeah.
I got so interested into it. I was like, this is amazing. I can do something that's really unique. No one does this.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it. And also, I think a lot of things happened because also my dad is like, he's not a DJ in a sense, but he's the biggest music fan that I know. He likes every music,
Yeah.
every type of music he likes. He supports me in everything that I do. Obviously, both of my parents do, but my dad was always like, he did play a lot of parties.
Yeah.
It wasn't his main profession, but he did it as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So that did push me a bit more to just chase the whole music thing because he liked it as well. He was like, "Oh, I did this," and he sometimes helps me with stuff, and he's very smart with like speakers and whatever, and like setting up different types of parties and what kind of speakers do you need and whatever. So that did push me to do the things that I do right now.
Yeah.
And well, both of my mates that downloaded the program back in the day have stopped already as well. I'm the only one that really got into it.
Yeah.
But shout out to them still, because
Yeah.
if it wasn't for them,
yeah.
it would legit would not have happened. So
Yeah.
it's cool, and I'm really glad, and I still talk to them to this day.
Would you consider yourself a producer that DJs or a DJ that produces?
Oh, that's a good one, because I think almost everyone starts out, if you're making music, most people start out playing, so being a DJ. For me, it was the other way around. I started making music at like 12. Well, obviously the first years are not like really top notch, but I did start making music, even though it was trash. I still did it, know. So and I've been doing that for 10 years now, and I think when I was 15, I started playing as DJ. I bought my first DJ set, practiced up in my bedroom and just playing for no one, sitting down at the desk and just figuring out how it works, basically. So I think that kind of makes me a producer that DJs as well, because I started producing. And I feel like producing is something I can do longer as well than playing. I feel like if I'm 40, I'm not going to play anymore. No. Because my back will be like hurting like hell, and no. And I feel like I could be producing till like I'm 60. I don't care, you know. So I feel like I'm a producer that DJs, but I do play more now than I produce, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So
especially I feel like, at least from my personal experience over the past 10 years in particular, the whole scene when it comes to producing music to releasing it has changed entirely. So where before one release would get a ton of attention and you could be fine with that for like 3-4 months, now you're happy if it gets 7 days of attention.
Yes.
How have you experienced the change, sort of development in the scene?
So for sure, the biggest change that happened in the past, like I think that's even 3 years, not even that long ago, is that it's not enough to be a DJ right now. It's not enough to be a producer. You have to be or a influencer of some kind, or you need to look hella good and post good pictures and good content. It's not enough to be a DJ. Mm-hmm. You have to have something else that makes you unique to stand out. Because obviously I live in the Netherlands, so we have tons of people being a DJ. Yep. And I support every single one of them, but you have to be different.
Yeah.
And the only way how it works right now is you have to have a social media, whatever. You have to have good content, or you need to vlog with it as well. It's just not enough being a DJ. And I felt like back in the day, if you would just have a good song and nobody knew who you were, mm-hmm. that song would be enough to get you somewhere. Yeah. At least kickstart you in some sense. Yeah. I feel like that's the biggest change there was. And it's not I don't think it's a good change. I understand it though, because there's like obviously more people, more DJs, more competition.
Easier.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you mean easier? In the sense of
it's easier to like upload your stuff to get it onto Spotify.
No, man, that's so easy. Like the stuff you see on Spotify nowadays as well.
But I think it's even become easier to produce, because you have millions of hours of YouTube tutorials how to do anything. Yeah. You talk a little bit about doing something different. Now, in my opinion, I am biased, but I feel like you have managed to pick up at least a certain sound that represents the Michael Fortera sound.
Yes. I try to keep the stuff that I do to my own. Like I have my own twist on everything. I have my own sauce,
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard because I feel like you can only use it so much.
Yeah.
People will not like get tired of it, but they'll be like, maybe I don't know, but they'll be like, well, I've heard this same like bass and whatever, the same instruments for a while right now. I want something new. So I am trying to have more unique points than just one specific sound. You know, I want to make other types of music as well sometimes.
Is that true? The reason why I ask, I feel like I watched a video at some point where they explained that all really well-known songs, they are well-known because they are so easy to remember and catchy, and there are a lot of resemblance in the song.
Yes, that's true, and that's true for sure. Because like if you really dig out
any well-known reggaeton song, for example.
Yeah, but it is like that, you know. Yeah. They all sound the same, but I feel like they still find some things to make it unique. Like Bad Bunny, for example. Bad Bunny is like a whole other level. I didn't know the guy was so big. He did like a concert the other day with 80,000, 90,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, man? Like with reggaeton as well. I'm like, what? Yeah. That's insane to me. And but he has a specific sound that just works, and I feel like he's unique as hell. I do feel like I have a unique sound, but as a producer, it's kind of hard to stay where you're at with the sound because you feel like you have to upgrade in a sense.
Yeah.
I cannot be doing the same thing all over again. The vibe might be the same. Yeah. Like the whole total package might be the same. You'll be like, if you hear a track, you'll be like, oh, that's could be that guy, you know? Yeah. And I still want that, but I feel like it's cool if you can make music and no one knows who's it from and it's yours. So no one can identify who the artist is because the song is so different or whatever, or it's so unique. So I feel like I do have a unique sound. Yeah. But I am trying to
make it more
make it more unique and have more unique aspects in a song. Yeah. Because I don't feel like making completely different types of music. I do want to, but not right now. Yeah. I feel like I want to do my thing that I'm doing right now with the whole Moombahton thing, with the whole dance hall, whatever. So I feel like I could develop more unique sounds and like vibes. Yeah. Going through the whole.
Because you ended up recently hitting a personal record, at least for you, with No Letting Go. I think it's at like 4.2 million now.
It's now at 4.2 million. Yeah. Yes.
Does that come with pressure?
Yes, it comes with good pressure, also bad pressure. But every song that I release right now, I want to have the 4.2 million again. Yeah, I want to have the momentum for any track that it had with No Letting Go, because the momentum on that track is crazy. It still gets played worldwide around 7,000 times a day. And that's, for me, as an upcoming artist, that's insane. And it has been released now for almost 2 years. In February, it's 2 years. So that makes no sense. That's 2 million a year. Yeah. So that's a lot. Yeah. And because of that, I feel like every song that I make, every song that I release has to be more, has to like
outperform,
outperform No Letting Go, and that's so hard because it's obviously it's my most popular song, and I'm really proud of it. But it's really hard to level it. But it does bring pressure, a good sense of pressure, because after that song, I was like, okay, there's no way I can stop ever, because this is like a really good kickstart. Yeah, and a lot of people are playing it, a lot of people are listening to it. Like here in town, a lot of people know it. I get videos from all over the world of people playing the song and dancing to the song or whatever. So it puts good pressure on me to keep going. Yeah. And keep releasing and try and level the same. It doesn't have to be amount of streams, but the same energy. Yeah, in a sense, exactly. So it did bring pressure.
Is that not self-destructive?
A bit,
because
it's a lucky shot. I
Yeah.
do feel like I trust my own abilities, and
Yeah.
I believe I can make it wherever I want. And but it is a lucky shot.
Let me explain the reasoning behind my question.
Okay.
For me, obviously, with the side project, at some point I had a series that I believed highly in, like, okay, this is gonna be my breakthrough, whatever, put it out and just tanked. Just went like complete shit. And for me, that ended up resulting in me being like, you know what? Fuck this whole
Yeah.
music industry. I don't
We ain't
care.
doing this anymore.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah. And you also quit after that,
I
right?
did quit.
So
Yeah.
that's a big thing,
That's yeah.
obviously.
I mean, in hindsight, I do think there were definitely other roles. I was in it for the wrong reasons, but it did end up making me quit.
Fair enough, yeah.
Hence, the reason why I ask is, isn't there a fear that if you are putting out songs with the intention for it to outbeat No Letting Go, that you then set yourself up for failure, assuming it doesn't beat it? If it does, it's great, and that's like a small dopamine hit, but otherwise, don't you set yourself up for...
Yes, yeah, I understand what you mean, but I feel like every song that you release, it's part of your discography. Like
Yeah.
that's the first thing. It's part of your own package.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at Diplo, for example, he's one of my idols because he releases so much music. He releases club music. He makes beats for artists. He has produced for Sia. He has produced for whoever, for Ellie
Yeah,
Goulding,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but he has songs that, quote unquote, flopped,
Yeah.
you know, but he doesn't care. You have to keep going, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's a bummer if your song just doesn't perform well. I've had that a lot of times that I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this song deserves a lot more attention
Yeah,
than it's getting right now.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's part of a collective. And if you build up the collective, the chances are more that you'll get more exposure from
Yeah.
it. Because if someone finds that song and they find another song and they keep on going through your whole collection,
Yeah.
that's what makes the artist, I think, and
Uh,
not one song. So I do feel like
It reminds me of a conversation with Marcus Engel that I had. He's
yes,
the
yeah.
podcast host, and where he also told me a story about, I can't remember who exactly, but some YouTuber that was just putting out videos, and videos were getting like 18 views, but one of those 18 was like a very well-known vlogger, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
ended up then taking with saying, hey, your stuff is gold. And ended up blowing up as a result of that. So I can imagine, indeed, like as far as building this collective, you never know who's listening, and maybe
exactly.
you get 7 streams on one, but
if those 7 people are important
and telling
then it's
their
done,
friends,
you know?
yeah.
That's exactly how it happened with No Letting Go as well.
Yeah.
I made a track. It's called Mambo, and I think it's like 4 years old at this point.
Yeah.
And it's not my favorite track. I never play it. I never listen to it. In my mind, it's just part of the collection.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
look at
yeah.
it anymore, but it's there.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
it's there.
Yeah.
I don't do anything with it, but so the guy that made No Letting Go, the original ones, is DJ Katch, and he emailed me. And obviously, you know, in the music business, email is if you get an official email for someone, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah. Damn.
the hell is this,
Yeah,
man? I need to
yeah.
respond to this ASAP. So I got the email, and he said like, yo, I was listening to your track Mambo, and the whole reason he reached out to me was because he wanted. I think he said that he wanted to remix, because Mambo has a sample in it of an old like Italian song,
Yeah, yeah.
I think. So he wanted to remix that sample as well, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't like figure it out. And then he found my song, and he was like, "Whoa, this guy did it in quite a cool way."
Yeah.
So then he reached out to me in the email. Was like, "Yo, I got this new tune, No Letting Go. Do you want to remix this?" I was like, "Sure, man, sure,
Yeah,
of
why
course,
not?
let's do it." So because of that one song, if I never released that, it probably never would have happened.
Yeah.
So I really believe in the whole collection thing. Same with your friend Marcus as well. If he gets like 18 views, then it's still 18, you know?
Exactly,
It only
yeah.
takes one person to take it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
So that, yes, that's...
So one part that comes along with being in not only the music industry, you can attribute it to being a creator or even a business person, is failure and the fear of failure. Does the fear of failing, as in, let's in this case say not breaking through in the music industry, does that ever get to you?
Yes, it does, because it's more like, look, I'm 22 years old right now. I got my paper in my study. I studied sound design, so it has something to do with what I do right now. But sometimes I am scared that what if I just completely lose interest
Yeah.
out of nowhere? Because I am a person that can lose interest in things. I can be like, I'm the type of person to stop in the middle of a Netflix series, a good
Yeah, yeah.
series as well, like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
People are going to hate me for this, but I quit after the first season,
Yeah.
and that's really weird to people. I just lose my interest on
Yeah.
things, and I don't think it's going to happen with music, but I am sometimes scared that you lose the spark. You
Yeah.
know, you lose the 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 one thing, you kind of sort of your passion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to entirely lose it, but I am scared to be like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. You know,
Yeah.
I don't think it will happen because I'm still enjoying a lot right now and I'm having a good time. But I am scared that could happen.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do then? You know, obviously I'm lucky that I'm a teacher as well in DJing and producing. So I feel like I can keep that going for sure, because I feel like being a teacher and teaching young and old people how to do stuff is amazing, and it's timeless.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good for yourself as well, but also kind of good for your legacy.
Yeah.
Because I have people at the DJ school that I work at. I have like 10-year-old kids, and they're playing amazing, you know. And they remind me of myself back in the day,
Yeah.
and it's really cool to teach them things, what I do.
Yeah.
And then if one kid is 11 right now, so he's 11 years younger than me. So if I'm 33, he's 22, so he could be in his prime. You know, you
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Because I started making music when I was 12. He started when he was 11 with lessons. I did
Yeah.
it myself.
Yeah.
He got lessons with it. So from day one, he's getting the quote unquote right education,
Yeah.
with the good backstory on everything,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
you should
yeah.
do certain things. So I think there's a possibility that he could make it, you know? And so I feel like I do have enough small things going on for not losing my passion. So I am a bit fearful to lose the spark, I
Yeah.
guess. But in general, I think I will be good. I will not lose it. But the fear is definitely there. I feel like there's.
So in order to then sort of speak your reality into existence, what does Michael's life look like 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I'm 27. The ideal life would be for me. Oh, that's a hard one, you know, because 5 years is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long ass time. So, what I want to have is, obviously I'm working at a DJ school right now. A friend of ours, obviously, is owner of the DJ school. So I hope I would be in a position with him that we can attract a lot more people to the DJ school, because I want to make the DJ thing available and accessible for anyone, you know, for young and old. So I hope that we will be somewhere with the DJ school. I don't know where, could be wherever, but at a certain point, maybe have more locations in the Netherlands, you know,
Yeah.
spread out a little bit, expand, and with the whole music, I hope I've built a nice collection.
Yep.
I've did a lot of remixes already. I want to do more remixes. I want to do more originals. I want to do podcasts more, because I like talking about doing stuff. I like to share the knowledge that I have, and I still have a lot to learn. I don't know I don't know anything compared to some people, but I
Yeah.
feel like I'm going the right way because I have good people around me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm able to spread the word,
Yeah.
and that's what I do with teaching as well. So definitely DJ school is one thing. I hope I'll level my song No Letting Go, obviously,
Yeah.
to have let's say a golden award for your song would be nice, or platinum, of course. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
gold is like 16 million right
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah. Got a
that's a
little while
lot,
to go.
man.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on. So I feel like that's a goal for me. But the
Yeah.
most important thing is just to focus on the next step for me. Beat
Yeah.
myself in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to beat myself every year.
Mhm.
That's most important. I don't have a goal where I want to be in 5 years, but I feel like if I just keep beating myself to things, being more productive, making more songs, getting more exposure, teaching more, whatever, then I feel like in 5 years I'll be in a good place.
The danger about constantly wanting more, though, is that you're not gonna get more time. There is 24 hours in a
Yes.
day, of which you need. Well, in your case, there's never really been a sleep rhythm, but
No,
but
man.
like let's
The
say
sleeping
6, 7.
schedule is messed up. I'm telling you right now, that's one of the downsides of being a DJ, man, for sure. I play 4 times a week right now. I play Mondays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's also 4 days in a row,
Yeah.
by the way. The sleeping schedule,
Yeah.
bye, man. It's done. You have to get used to it. But in the other way, I feel like I gain time in the night. Most people go to bed at around our age, let's say 1 o'clock in the night. So 1 a.m. And I'm awake till at least 5. So if I wake up a little bit later in the day, let's say at 1 or maybe like 1:30, I think it's still fine because I don't need the morning.
Yeah.
I have the night, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the sleeping schedule is a thing, but it's fine. It does work.
Yeah. Yeah. So the the question is then, if you have sort of this desire for more,
Oh, yeah.
but you're not necessarily getting more time, whether or not, oh, I guess whether or not also there it's dangerous mix, because there's only so much more you can start doing, right? So at some point you have to, I guess, decide where to focus on or something. I don't know whether, just as an outsider, I mean, more.
No, I think you're right, because there's only so much you can do. There's a lot you can do, but there's only so much you can do.
Exactly.
Like you cannot specialize in everything that you do. I want to be good at everything. Like
Yeah.
same with video games. I'm trash at video games, but I really like video games. I'm not good at it though.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the same with music. I can kind of expand my skills to certain things. Like producing wise, the opportunities are endless. I can make every genre I want. Well, I can. I'm not really good at every type of music, but I can. And I feel like as long as you don't overwork yourself, I feel like the expanding bit could be endless. If you do it in the right way, you can go wherever you want to. But don't do it too fast. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to make this kind of music and then do this and then do this. No, see what you can handle.
Yeah.
First, I'm having a quite difficult time with some things that I'm doing right now because I feel like I'm doing way too much at a time, and then sometimes I ain't doing nothing. Because I'm overworked as hell, and then I'm on the couch like, oh man, I'm so done. But if you know what you can take, I feel like the more is always possible.
Yeah.
If you know I can handle this amount of work, if you can.
Yeah.
If you can acknowledge that, and you'll be like, okay, this is legit the max I can do.
Yeah.
And then you start building. I think the more is almost endless. I think you can get anywhere you want to.
Yeah.
And especially with music, the good thing is you can go a lot of ways with music.
Yeah.
Obviously. So I feel like the wanting more is not a big problem for me. It will keep going. I hope, at least.
Obviously, you're 22, So these questions are always more interesting because they differ from the people who've already went through the process.
Yes.
And that is, do you think you will have a quarter life crisis?
Here we go. Yes, I do think I will have one. In fact, I think I'm not in the middle of it right now, but I'm starting it.
Right.
Because I feel like I've built myself a nice little foundation.
Yeah.
People know what I do. People know what I am and who I am, and it's going well. And I feel like there's this point where I'm getting to, where I'm like, okay, I'm stable with, like, financially, for example. I'm stable with friends. I'm stable with the things I want to do. What's next? And that's last question. It's almost a bit of the same. Like, we have to keep moving. I'm not going to stop somewhere. And then I feel like the quarter life crisis might be a thing I'll be introduced to very soon. Because what you said in your trailer when you started the whole thing was like, you went from being a DJ in the Netherlands to wanting to move to Africa, to be completely in the middle of nowhere doing your own stuff. And I feel like that as well. I can still be living here, but I'm also like, why can I not just
go
take
away.
it just
restart,
take it,
hit the refresh button.
bro. I think that's mentally could be so good for you to, like, completely restart. Let's say you're moving to another country, not even another country, another place. You don't have the people that you know around you. It's only you. It's only you. And then it could be really good for you. And I do believe in that's kind of, quote unquote, the quarter life crisis for me is like, where do I want to position myself in physically? Like, where do I want to live, and which people do I want to hang out with? Because I feel like your location and people means a lot that has a lot of impact on what you're going to do later. The people around you and stuff. Because you moved to Germany. And that's obviously it's close here, but it's completely different.
I mean, we're thinking now about moving to Hamburg, which is where my best friend lives, solely for the reason of because my friends live there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, maybe there's some people who be like, oh, why are you doing that for a job? Where I'm like, I couldn't get a job there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if I continue doing this, what I love doing, then that doesn't even matter. But
you can still do that there as well.
Why wouldn't I move to where my people are?
Yeah, because where you live right now, there's not a whole lot of...
Yeah, where we live right now, no one lives.
It's like end of the world,
They have a shopping street, and that's about it.
Okay, but it's still like moving to your friends I think is really important, especially if you have friends that support your thing in whatever you do. I think that's really important. So I think the quarter life crisis might be around the corner. I don't know in what sense it's going to be, but I think it's more going to be like where I want to be physically. I know already what I want to do with the whole music thing. I know I want to be teaching music till I'm like, I cannot walk anymore, basically. Producing music for sure. Playing, don't know when I'm going to stop. So I know that that's going to keep going. Obviously, different countries and different people and different settings in that sense, but where I want to be physically is the most challenging thing, I guess, because I live in the north of the Netherlands. It's kind of dead here, It's nice. I enjoy it because I grew up in a town with 600 people. I'm like farmer's boy. But bigger might be better sometimes. Maybe not, but
be where the people are, I guess.
Yeah, be where the
stuff happens.
The system is really thriving, where everything's happening right now. So
okay, then there's two more questions. If you take music away from Michael Fortera, what's left?
Not much, to be honest. Not much. I'm just I enjoy life. I don't have any crazy like hobbies or anything. I'm just really normal. I'm such a normal, like, if you Google guy, I will come up.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like I'm so in a sense so simple. I've been raised to be very quote unquote simple as well.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm very easy with people. I don't care where you put me. If you put me in a foster home, I'll be having a big ass party with the old
Yeah,
peeps.
yeah, yeah.
It's fine. You could put me anywhere. I'm just really basic. I feel like I'm kind to people still,
Yeah, yeah.
and I feel
I
like
think maybe humble is a better word than basic.
basic is a bit downgrading.
Basic
to be honest,
sounds
but
so
yeah,
empty.
thank you. Yeah, humble. Yeah,
Humble.
humble is hands down the most important thing.
Yeah.
Man. If not everyone's humble, you don't have to be. You
No.
can be nice to people, but I feel
Some
like
people
humble.
get very far by not being humble.
Yes, exactly, and I think fair play to them. You know,
Yeah,
if you want to
exactly.
do it that way, sure. But for example, like buying followers and stuff, I don't think that's humble.
No.
I think it's you're basing something of something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And if you're humble and you stay humble, I feel like good things are getting to you.
Yeah.
Like if you be if you're humble, I do believe in karma a bit. If you're humble to people and humble in general and you're generous, I feel like that will come back to you
Yeah.
at one point. So that's really important. And I'm really humble. I'm really down to earth. I can have the dumbest conversation with you.
Yeah.
Don't really matter, you know. I'm just doing my thing and
Yeah.
just enjoying.
Yeah.
So without music, I'm just a guy. I watch football. I eat. I drink. I'm just so normal.
Yeah.
So freaking normal.
Yeah.
But the music just made me a bit different, I guess. If that makes sense.
Definitely. So then the final question: what does the future hold for Michael?
Hopefully, good things, man. I hope there's a lot of good things coming. What I said, I think as long as if I stay humble and I stay myself, I'll be myself. Then I hope the future is going to be amazing. I hope to play abroad in the summer. I hope to grab nice festivals, meet a lot of new people. I want to collab with a lot of people still. There's also still a lot on the way. I'm still busy with a lot of music, and you know music. You know music. It's takes a while. People don't. That's the one of the biggest downsides to music as well. Is people don't realize how much time goes into it.
Yeah, well, that's one. I mean, definitely music because it's so saturated. But I feel like that's the thing for everything. I mean, podcasting is no different.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
becoming an influencer is no different.
Yeah. I mean it in a sense of literal hours that it goes into making a song.
Yeah.
Let's say it that way. Because I said it a bit in general, but of course, podcasting, you're editing everything yourself as well, right? So it's like a full work week for you. And I feel like people need to acknowledge the fact that there's something behind a certain profession that people don't realize. It's not a 9 to 5. It's way more.
Yeah.
Like because if
I
you're
think
working a 9 to 5, if you're done at work, you're done at work.
Yeah.
If you have a passion or another kind of profession that is like podcasting or music, you're never done with working. You're always thinking about it. You're
In
always
some cases,
busy.
you dream about it.
Yeah, bro. Like
you wake
it
up
runs
super.
through your head 24/7.
What was it? 2 nights ago, I woke up super stressed because I realized I hadn't finished the trailer for the upcoming podcast. Like shit.
Oh my god, yeah. But that's it. I'll be in my bed. I'll be like, I have notes on my phone of everything, IDs and stuff. So I'm in bed and I'm like, oh my god, I should play this song together with this song and then try and scratch it in a way, and I'll put it in my notes. Yeah. And then the next day I'm like scrolling through my phone, like, what the fuck is this? But I still write it down because you're always busy. You're always trying to get inspiration from anything. But to come back on the question a little bit, future, I hope I can teach a lot of people music. I hope I'll play the nicest clubs in let's say in 5 years Europe, a lot of clubs in Europe, and then hopefully worldwide someday. But I'm not rushing.
Nice.
Taking my time.
Remaining humble.
It's like yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
it's I cannot do too much. You know,
No,
you have
no.
to be realistic because I do want to be this big and I want to have this many streams, whatever. But it has to be in a fair way, also
Yeah.
for yourself. I can look at the finish line and be like, okay, I want to have 50 million streams in total because I'm at 7 or I'm at. I need to say this. I think I'm at 6 right now. 6 million on Spotify in total. So that's a good. I'm proud of that. You know, I don't like to look at the end line. Be like, I want to have 50 million streams. I want to have a house this big.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
have
yeah.
publishing deals and
Mhm.
record labels all over the place. I just like to focus on the next step because if I focus on the end line, my head will
Yeah, well,
explode.
That, but also the end line is it's hollow. It's like a dopamine hit, right?
It's
like
not
you
even
get,
there in a
you-
sense.
well, yeah,
For something, it's not even there.
but you get like let me. There's undoubtedly a point when you started at 12 years old, 10 years ago, that you thought, I want to have a track someday with 1 million streams.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You now have one with 4 million streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it change much? Is it like, of course, it's like a one day, oh yeah, cool, nice.
No,
But
it's,
that fades again, right? That
yeah,
doesn't
bro,
last.
it fades. It's like turning 18.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna turn 18. You know,
Yeah.
I can party.
Well, it's like
whatever.
getting your bachelor
And then
diploma.
you're 18. You're like, well, oh, there's millions of people around me that are 18. You
Yeah.
know, it gets normal a bit, and I don't mean it in a way that it's normal for me to reach 4 million streams. It's still insane, but it happened, and I can focus on it and be
Yeah.
like, oh my god, 4 million, 4 million. But I have to keep
Or
moving.
now we go to 6.
Now we go next.
Now we
step.
go to 8.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Next step, you know, and so yeah, it's important to always kind of keep going, but do it at your own pace. That's important.
Yeah.
If you just do it at your own pace, then it's fine. You should not overwork yourself because then my head will explode.
Yeah,
anyway, so.
yeah. Thanks so much for your time and your story. I'm
Thanks
very
for having me, brother.
excited, obviously personally invested in seeing how your career continues. But I imagine very big things.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.